So we just had an earthquake in Bangkok, and we felt an earthquake in Bangkok this afternoon. For me, it was about like 1:30 in the afternoon, and I was in bed, and I felt my bed kind of shaking, kind of swaying from side to side. And at first, I thought it was just some repairs, maybe some repairs in like an adjacent condo unit, or maybe they're like messing with the AC or something. So I was like, no big deal. And then it started shaking a little more. I was like, this is strange. And then it got a little more intense. So I got out of bed at that point. I go to the window, and I live in kind of like Prompong area, close to Asok. So there's many high-rise buildings that I can see from my 12th floor balcony. And I see waterfalls coming down from all of the rooftop pools around me. There's like a handful of really tall buildings, and they have rooftop pools, and water's coming down. And the shaking, it's getting more intense at this point. And it got so intense that I was like, I gotta go. Like, I can't stay here. So I just had my, like, I was in my shorts. I didn't have a shirt on. I grabbed my phone. I grabbed my key card, and I just booked it out the door. I didn't close the door. At this point, people are leaving their rooms already. The stairwell, luckily for me, is right across from my room. So I like jump in the stairwell. People are like, there's like babies crying. There's like people carrying their children, generally freaking out. And I was kind of like not freaking out. I just knew I had to hurry and get downstairs. But something about seeing other people scared, it's kind of like, it kind of bumps up the adrenaline a little bit. So I'm literally like booking it down 12 floors of stairs. I'm not running down the stairs. I'm like jumping. I'm skipping the entire flight of stairs. I'm like, have my hand on the guardrail, and I'm just like zooming down 12 floors. We get outside. There's a couple people already outside. All the building staff is outside. By the time we got out, I think the tremors were already over. And, I was looking online to see if the news had reported it. And Google was like, there are reports of, shaking, trembling, tremors in your area. Do you feel them? I was like, click yes, right? Just sitting outside with everybody in the building, people like slowly starting to come down. And it was like an hour. It's pretty hot today, actually. It's like one of the hotter days. And I just like, pretty much like in my underwear, I'm looking around. Everyone else is like fully dressed. I'm standing there. I have nothing. I just have my phone. I think it ended up being like an hour and a half outside. And then at that point, I was just like still looking at the news, seeing what's going on. And then finally the news channel started reporting on it. Apparently it's like a relatively big earthquake with the epicenter in Myanmar. And then we felt it in Bangkok. And I saw some videos of like construction buildings in Bangkok just like shattering. I didn't know if that was real or not, because the video that my friend sent me, it already had like 4.5 million views. So I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. And then I was reading that the buildings in Bangkok are not necessarily designed to handle earthquakes just because they're not common here. I guess it's like not really a fault zone or something like that. So that was kind of unsettling. I looked around. There was no real damage to the building. So around like an hour and a half, I just kind of like went inside. They sent a message out to everyone saying like, please just like leave your buildings, leave the building. We'll let you know. But at that point, I kind of just wanted to go upstairs. I felt like the threat was over. So I went inside for a little bit into the lobby because I was afraid to be like rude or whatever, like that stupid person like going back up to his room. So I waited in the lobby for like 10 minutes, and then I was like, I'm going upstairs. I rode the elevator upstairs, and there were a couple people in the elevator too, but I think they were just going upstairs to grab their things. But I went back to my room, and I just hung out. And so far, nothing really has happened. I ordered lunch on Grab, and it's gonna take like an hour. I think they're just so backed up. Everything's kind of crazy right now. There's a big traffic jam going on outside, but luckily there was no significant damage. I don't know if there were any casualties in Bangkok. There's like a big construction tower, like a super tall one, probably the tallest one around here. And luckily that one stayed strong. So maybe, hopefully, the extent of the damage is just a little around here, at least, and in our building, just a little bit of water falling from the rooftop pools. But yeah, that's it. Pretty crazy experience, I think. The probably the most scared, definitely the most scared I've been in Bangkok, and maybe in recent history. It was one of those things where it's just intense, you know. My life didn't flash before my eyes or anything like that, but it was definitely like, I guess in that moment for me, it's just like, I don't really think about anything. Just like, all right, what else can you do except just try to get out of this building, and hope everything is okay. So yeah, safe and first real intense earthquake experience. I've lived in California for almost 15 years, and I felt some trembling, but nothing quite as scary as this. It really hits home when you live in a high rise building, and I can imagine some people. Our building here isn't that tall. We have 25 floors, but I imagine the people that live on the 24th floor who had to come down twice the distance as I did. I mean, even when I was jumping down these stairs, it's not quick, you know. It takes quite a while to descend 12 flights of stairs, and just, you know, feeling for the people that live on 24. That's a long way to go, you know, especially if you're carrying things or if you have a kid or something like that. I imagine it was quite a harrowing experience for some people. So that is my experience with the earthquake today. I think it's like March 2026 today, March 27th. I'm not really even sure, but I'm glad to be safe. I'm glad that everyone around me in this building is safe, and the building appears to be standing tall for now. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next one.